what he said, what she said, what they said. Greetings, everyone. I am Pat,
Cash Money.
and this is the 11th episode of Gender Talks. Welcome back. Uh, we had a little hiatus, the July break. I like the July break. Um, we've gone through 10 episodes. Keep rocking with us. Thank you for rocking with us. And let's take this, steps further. This time we're gonna do a little freestyle, just a question and answer type interview type deal, just to get us back into the flow. So here we go. So over this past weekend, this past week, uh, for what I watch, for not for what I watch, for what I do, we call the week a heptad, which is a group of seven, right? So 7 days, seven heptads, right? Seven plasmas equals a heptad a week. Anyway, I was involved with this group that's called Mimic, and what we do is we study the law of time and how it helps us evolve uh, spiritually, right, over time. And how understanding time and how we move through time and perceive time helps us with our spiritual evolution. I say all to ask, uh, Kel, you this question, ask this question of you is if you are on a spiritual journey, uh, how does it look for you? What does that involve? Do you think that uh, what does healing look like for you? How do we heal as a people, as a planet, and then you know how has it been going for you, right? And what are your perspectives on spirituality in general? So,
Ooh, out the gate like that, you just gonna hit everybody. We just want to. So I look at healing in 3 or 4 ways. Of course, there's the physical healing, there's the mental or emotional healing, and there's the spiritual healing. Um, I feel like depending on what took place that you need to heal from, it may all happen in unison or it
mhm,
may be something individually. Of course, depending on the physical healing that you need to heal from, that may be the quickest um, between the spiritual and the mental emotional, because with emotions, it takes time to address that. Generally, a physical healing is from a injury. Emotional or mental, you're dealing with the breakup or the loss of
mhm,
a relationship, whether a parental child family member relationship, a friendship, or a romantic relationship.
mhm,
So, and there's emotions that's tied to that. People say they're triggered, and sometimes they're not triggered by certain things, they're triggered by memories. And
mhm,
those memories can bring about or elicit a certain emotion that you may have thought you were healed from, but because that memory popped up and it's like, oh, and it may be a good emotion. Believe it or not, there's some good emotions you need to heal from if you're codependent on somebody or
mhm,
whatever. I think the most one that kind of takes the longer, the one that you're constantly in, uh, is the spiritual one. Um, I look at spiritual healing not the same as growth, but on a similar type basis, meaning, dealing from Christianity, and there's various religions, but from the Christianity faith, you're supposed to be born again. You strive every day to be Christ like, Jesus like. So that for me, spiritual healing is one I think takes longer to go through, because
mhm,
you are to go into, as you say, your spiritual realm, and kind of in almost coincides with the Bible, not to get biblical here, but you have to have less of your physical present and awareness and go more into your spiritual consciousness and realm to want to spiritually heal. You know, we talked about where they say you're not supposed to question God, and peace that surpasses all, you know, that's my thing. Peace that surpasses all understanding. And what does that look like, and where does that place? You have to remove more of yourself and give, you know, give more to God. So as some songs and things in the scripture says, less of me and more of you. If you're a Christian and you read the Bible, or Catholic or whatever, you may believe. So I think that looks like different things for different people. Physical healing can be also on the terms of constantly evolving growth. And I'll use the analogy, since we're talking about physical. A cold takes less time to get over than a sprained ankle. A sprained ankle takes less time to get over than cancer, a heart attack, a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So there's levels to physical healing, just like there's levels to emotional and mental healing and spiritual healing. But I think it depends on, again, what you have to heal from.
Okay. That's a good segue to the next question I have is, if you take care of one individual phase, does it take care of the others, or do you have to work on them all at the same time? Or right. So if you take care of your spiritual, does it help you heal physically and emotionally? If you take care of your physical, does it help you heal spiritually and emotionally? And if you help take care of your emotional, does it help you heal spiritually and physically? You get what I'm saying? So
I get what you said. Oh, and I'm finna be a nerd. What is it? A paradigm? And you
yeah.
know, yeah, you know the paradigm where we use the three circles. If you're not aware what a paradigm is, Google it up. But you know the three circles, and they
Mm-hmm.
use it for different things. Like this may, and you may have seen them in the work environment, but you know this may be work, this may be your home life, and this may be your social life. And that little piece in the middle of the three circles that comes together,
Is the
I
paradigm.
look at healing in the same way. You have your physical healing, your mental or emotional healing, and your spiritual healing. And that little piece in the middle that's
Mm-hmm.
normally about this big,
Mm-hmm.
that's the piece that surpasses all understanding. So there's times when you're gonna be operating, working on one piece
Mm-hmm.
by itself. And there's times where you're going to be working on two pieces where they overlap. And there's
Mm-hmm.
times where all three come together and you're
Mm-hmm.
working on them and you're healed in that regard in that time. I think, and I don't think it's something to get to that perfect peace that surpasses our understanding and that quote unquote perfect place. I don't think it's something fast. I think for each and every person,
Mm-hmm.
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because the mental, emotional, and physical healing that one may be dealing with is different from the next, because we're all not monoliths and the same. So what you may be focused on as your physical, emotional, mental healing or spiritual may be different than what my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual healing is. It's
Ashe.
different.
So you're gonna hear a lot of the term "ashe" from me is because when I agree with something, right? When I
I know
really
what it is. I know
okay.
Swahili and
So
African. I know what I say
I'm
means.
trying to I'm trying to let our audience know as well, because
Oh, okay. For the people. Tell the people.
so for the people, sometimes when you're understanding on different levels, or just a way to confirm understanding with something, you can say "ashe," right? That's your power spiritually. That's your power, speaking it into existence and in agreement, right? So you're putting your power on it. So if someone says something like, the Titans gonna win the Super Bowl, and I get someone else to say,
not
Oh,
saying that.
she know what I'm saying. She know what was up, right? If I get someone else
I'm
to say,
not saying I'm not in agreement with none of
right,
that.
right, right. But you see how that's just a joking way of making showing the reference, but that's how it works. So you put your ashe on something, you put your power on something. So I'm gonna be saying that a lot when she makes a point, and if she don't make a point, I might be like, nah, you ain't getting no ashe. But it's like amen or whatever. Uh, but yeah, you're gonna hear that a lot, especially when she start to get deep. I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be ashe off the hinges. But yeah, so the, here's the thing: that peace beyond all understanding goes across. Because I'm more in the spiritual realm now. I grew up very Christian. I grew up in the church. I grew up going to church every day of the week. My dad is a deacon right now. My sister is a gospel background singer. All that stuff, right? So my family's very religious, but I'm not. I'm more of a spiritual person, right? I'm more of understanding the spirit of it, the esoteric, the actual talk to nature, right? And I can talk to the animals and I can the magic part of it. So
Not magic, but
well, yeah, right. It's not magic, it's the truth. For me, it's the truth of the matter. But yeah, um, just to get people to understand where I'm coming from, I say I deal a lot with spirit and energy and healing and stuff like that. So it's great that you say this peace beyond all understanding because that's where I'm going to. And you say it's great that you say it's not fast, depending on the person and just depending. Fast is relative, right? But it's not fast. It's a growth thing. It's over time. It's just like healing. It's just like I like that you said the healing. It changed my perspective because we had a conversation before this, but
yeah,
where I was more saying healing has to end, but I get what you're saying, and you've changed my perspective on it because healing is constant, just like growth, right? Because you're growing, even with growing pains, right? And you may hurt something while you're growing, and that has to heal, right? So it's more the act of being whole it's a paradigm of healing, right? And healing and growth, maturity, all these things. So it's awesome that you say that peace beyond all understanding because that's perfection. And you know, I would say we're not all perfect. I don't think we can be because we're always striving to be. But I think you can get a level of that peace beyond all understanding, right? So
trust
um,
me. yes, Lord.
yeah, right. Yes, Lord. Uh, all right. The next question. So let's focus on the spirituality thing or this religion or whatever. Do you believe that a group of people can believe something so hard that they can make it happen? So say if we get together, all the religious spiritual people, and we say, just for example, Kamala needs to win instead of Biden. Do you think a group of people together can shift the entire world on that, or do you think um, that stuff doesn't matter, or you shouldn't pray about that stuff, or stuff? So, do you think a small group has that much power?
Um, I'm gonna say the former versus the latter.
Hmm.
Um, absolutely.
Hmm.
There's a word out there, faith.
Hmm.
The Bible says, and I know this is not a religious platform, we're not teaching, but faith
Yes.
the size of a mustard seed. So it says that's all we need to have
Hmm.
is faith the size of a mustard seed. So yes, I believe that a group of people can collectively
Hmm.
um come together with spirituality and energy and shift something. Just
Hmm.
like the Bible says, where two or three are gathered, I am there.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
So, absolutely. We talked about this before too, putting out positive energy that and karma. A lot of people believe in karma. Karma
Hmm.
is an energy, karma is a subset of spirituality.
Hmm.
And there's good karma and there's bad karma. So I believe karma is part of faith. If you believe that you putting out good energy and good things and it's gonna yield and will good things back to you. The same way, if you're putting out bad things and bad energy, bad things are going to come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go even more simplistic in saying, do unto others as you want others to do unto you. I know that's so kindergarten cliche, school about to start up, whatever, but that's the same concept in the most simplistic form.
Mm. Okay. All right. So here's another question about that to keep going is, do you believe that what you put your energy and your thoughts toward and your words toward can change a situation? Or so say people do affirmations and we know affirmations work, right? So if you seriously think, because thinking and knowing is, well, thinking. So let me use the word spiritual words. If you seriously know that your words can change something and you start speaking the words, say, I'm rich, right? Do you personally think um, that that can make you rich? Besides other things, because I am rich, then you're like, for me, if I say I am rich or whatever, and my actions change, and then things
It
start
doesn't necessarily mean money. You can be rich
right,
and
right.
I got you. Yes, again, absolutely. I still think that all goes back to faith.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Faith without works is dead. Faith the size of a mustard seed. Um, Death lies within the power of the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Every life and death is within the power of the tongue. Absolutely, I think words have power. You know, we grew up with them saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Words hurt. We've learned that that's a lie. Words do hurt. So absolutely, I think words have power. If they didn't have power, we wouldn't have affirmations. We couldn't put a voice
Mm-hmm.
to our energy.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't, because energy is not just non-spoken, it's also spoken. It's the
Mm-hmm.
inflection. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, if I say I'm rich, I'm rich. We have to be specific in what we put out there, the daily affirmations, positive
Mm-hmm.
vibes, good energy, all of those things that people speak. Absolutely, words play into that.
Mm. Okay. All right. I do too. I have the same belief. I share that belief. It's very important that we watch what we say, um, including to ourselves and especially to our children and the people around us. So make sure you watch what you say. We don't oftentimes we are here speaking things into existence that we don't even
Realize.
yeah, let me say yeah, realize oftentimes we say things like, oh, it's this before you even get up in the morning, it's gonna be the worst day ever. And then right? You have a bad day, right? So it goes down to something as simple as that. So yeah. Let's see.
Change your outlook, change your energy.
Change your outlook, change your energy, change the reality, change the situation. So um let's see what else.
We don't want to give them too much too soon in one episode. We don't want to hit the people with a lot of stuff, do we? We don't want to hit the people with, or
I'm really
do we need to give them a part two? We can give them a part two of this if we want to continue.
yeah, we can give them a part two. Uh just because I'm really on this energetic high right now, and the energetic high is helping. I'm really tapped into the vibration of things, right? Um, and it's helped. This past weekend helped me really see with clarity some of the direction that I need to go. So yeah, and one of the directions is speaking more about clear moments and growth and health, right? And so
Absolutely.
uh, gender talks is a way to get those thoughts out there and continue to evolve the people and the thought process of people, right? In order
Absolutely.
for us to continue these types of discussions instead of the discussions like you know, uh who's the better candidate? Because we do need to have that discussion.
Yeah, we do. It's a lot of stuff in the current news and media that, yeah, we're gonna touch on. Stay tuned, y'all. We back for sure. We gotta touch on that. So we gonna hit y'all up later. Part 2 coming soon. Until next time.